taking a few extra minutes to see if I could make that happen. But yes, I'm super excited. I posted a video that I did kind of talking about what all we will be doing in this meditation series. So our 30-day meditation challenge. Now, to participate in the challenge, what I would love is if you're on here every night with me. But if you're not on every night with me, but you're still meditating on your own, like that's going to be really key. So what I would love is if you can show up every single night, comment here in the comments below, and then I will see who has shown up to every single session. And then we will decide what you win. So I would also love to hear in the comments, what are some things that you would like to win? Would you like to win a hypnosis session online? Would you like to win a yoga therapy session, possibly online? Would you like to win a free hypnosis recording? Or we can do some other in-person sessions once all of this lets up, because by then it should be. So let me know, what is it that you want to win if you show up every single day for this meditation 30-day challenge. So let me know what you would want to win if you were able to show up every single 9 p.m. session, even if you're a little late, and comment here, and then you win. What would you want to win? Hypnosis session, yoga therapy session, coaching session, any of those. And if you're not sure what all services I provide, go onto my website, izzynally.com. But I also have made up a new website just for meditation and hypnotherapy that is Polish Your Mind. Hey! So it's Polish Your Mind, and I do have 3 hypnosis on there that you can download, and then I will be having more and more like meditation stuff that you can have for resources and all of that. So with that being said, tonight we're going to be doing a very basic meditation. So how this is structured is we will be doing, for the first 10 days, we'll be going over a lot of breath and body and the foundations of meditation, because sometimes those can just get us warmed up and get us back into the game. So let me know, do you have a meditation practice already? Have you already meditated? Do you have a meditation practice? Maybe you've just tried it a few times, or maybe this is all brand new and you're just in it because you need to learn how to do this too. So let me know how you've been doing with your meditation, because that'll also allow me to gauge. And again, this is group, it's live. So you can let me know like what I should be teaching towards, because if we've got only people showing up that are brand new, I can definitely break it down a little bit more. Or if we've got a lot of people that have been doing this for a while, then we can dive into some really cool, juicy stuff as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to sit my phone down so that I can just be embodied with you a little bit more. So, yes. All right. And I thought you did, girl. Like, I figured, you're a yoga instructor, right? But that's not always the case, right? I definitely know tons of yoga teachers that don't necessarily know how to teach or practice meditation. So I'm proud of you for having that meditation practice, because it really will make a difference. It makes a difference on our physical body, managing pain if you have any pain. It'll make definitely a mental difference with managing stress. And so the best way I love to explain what meditation will do for us is it allows us to respond instead of react. And we can see this happening a lot with people that are freaking out over all of this current situation, is they're reacting. And for us, we might be using this as a moment of opportunity, and we're using this as a moment that we can practice joining each other online and meditating. And with that, it allows us to respond. And if you're a mama, which I feel like most of us mamas are the ones that really need all of this right now, is it also allows us, even with our kids or our partners or our friends, whoever you are normally around, because we're always interacting with other people, it allows us to respond to them. It gives us that little pause to respond to others instead of just reacting. If you've ever just snapped, it's like, oh, I haven't been meditating, or I need to meditate more. Okay. So with meditation, you do not have to sit on the floor. You can definitely sit in a chair. You can even be lying down as long as your head is propped above your heart. So when the head's propped above the heart, it allows us to be in more of a meditative state, versus if we were laying completely flat, we would be more in something like yoga nidra, or we could use that for hypnosis as well. But for traditional meditation, we would want the head to be above the heart. And often sitting in a chair is completely fine. You do not have to have a completely erect spine. And that means like you're tensing and you're holding up. And in fact, when you're just starting meditation, I really don't recommend that, because you will get really sore really fast. Yes. Okay, awesome. And so you'll get really sore really fast if you've sat on the floor for a long time, which for my yoga teachers will know this. You go yoga teacher training and you're sitting on the floor forever, and you're almost like tired and worn out just from that. And that's where like modern yoga is considered modern, because it's for people that have furniture, versus the old style was not to have furniture. You sat on the floor, you laid around, you were moving more. So sitting in a chair for our modern practice is completely fine. So with meditation, the second thing, so the first one is our seat. The second thing is, does your eyes have to be open or closed? So you can meditate with your eyes open, and you would just find a focal point, or in yoga we call this a drishti. And that just means you would look at something. So like if you've ever heard of candle gazing, or you can just look down past your nose. Now, when would this be useful? It would be useful if you're really tired and you don't want to fall asleep, or you're starting to fall asleep. Although it's okay if you do fall asleep when you're meditating. I also find this might be helpful if you're in public, or maybe you're having to watch little children. Like, you can keep your eyes open as well. But most of the time you'll see people close their eyes. And so if you close your eyes, you're just letting your eyes fall softly. And so we really want all of this tension to just kind of start to melt away out of the forehead and through the eyebrows. So go ahead and just allow yourself to choose if you would like to do eyes open or eyes closed. And you don't have to look at me by any means. So if your eyes are open, you might just look down past your nose and stare at something. And you can look down past your nose until your eyes feel heavy. And then you could close your eyes at any point as well. And then we'll find ourselves in a comfortable seat. So whether you're leaning back or you're sitting up tall, just allow yourself to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And see if you can get this nice jaw relaxation, this sigh of relief to really melt into your body. And notice how you arrive in your body. So just allowing yourself to collect all the pieces of you that you've left elsewhere. If you've left pieces of you at work, or you've left pieces of you out and about thinking about all the things that you need to do, or in the other room. Just collect all of those pieces and allow yourself to draw into just this present moment. And so you're feeling your body. And so we'll notice any tension that's in the forehead, any tension that's throughout the jaw and the cheeks. Just allow that all to relax down. Feeling through the collarbone and through the shoulders. And as relaxation happens throughout the body, as you soften through something, just become aware of how much tension was there. Down the spine, and as you feel sensations down the spine, notice if you feel it more on the right or if you feel it more on the left. Maybe you feel a different pull in the shoulders than you do in the ribs. Maybe you feel a different pull in the hips than either of the before. Notice how your bottom settles into your seat. Are you having an upward lift of energy towards the ceiling, or are you allowing yourself to really be present in this moment and just settle? Feeling your thighs melt, your knees melt, and allow yourself to really feel roots growing into the ground. And this can be a rooting sensation, or sometimes it's nice to feel as if you're sitting in the sand and you just took all this warm, cozy sand and you just pulled it all around your lower body, and your lower body is just cozy and melting into your seat. And so as you feel heavy into the seat, allow this balanced upward lift. And so what we're hoping to find is peace in the body. And this might take some practice to come into this. So just allow yourself to meet yourself wherever you're at this evening. And so we want this balance between gravity and strength. Releasing downward just as much as we're lifting upward. And you can notice this as you again scan your body and notice any tension. So if there's a spot that's tense, notice is it an upward lift or is it a downward pull? Are you fighting? Are you holding? What is that feeling of the body? Is it a forward movement? Is it a backward movement? Are you leaning more to the right or leaning more to the left? And typically in meditation, it's very common to resist movement. However, I say if you're beginning or you've had a very stressful day, the issues get stuck in the tissues. So we do want to encourage some movement unless your practice is to contain that. So maybe it's a shift side to side, allowing yourself to loosen up, to move out. So meditation means to bring a focus, whether it's a drishti with the eyes or it's this inner focus of just feeling the breath. It can be feeling your body heavy, feeling the roots. Whatever your anchor is what you can keep coming back to. So that if you've slipped away in thought, you can come back to feeling that sensation. So if you've decided to feel a certain body part, such as the bottom resting in the chair, and you keep coming back to that, that's great. Or maybe you'd like to focus it on the breath. And sometimes that's a little bit easier to find in stillness. So if you are a still person. And we might just notice where we feel our breath the most. For some of us, it might be the shoulders or chest. Maybe it's the ribs expanding or the belly expanding. Or maybe you experience pain and you have a certain area in your body that you feel that breath accumulating in. You choose whatever your anchor point is for your breath. Maybe it's just as you breathe, you feel your bottom. again, we're coming back to the body. So tonight, the body is our focus. Where are you still holding tension? Is it in one eyebrow, in your temples, in your ears, in your jaw, in your hips, in your chest, maybe in the front or in the behind? Maybe it's in your core. Maybe it's in your sit bones or your tailbone. Maybe it's the knees, ankles, or feet. Maybe it's this resistance as you really desperately try to fight gravity. Or maybe you feel yourself consumed with the ease so much that you might lack the upward lift. And none of these are right or wrong. These are just sensations to notice. Allow yourself, once you arrive in that awareness, that you feel your breath. And here we're finishing with just 5 deep breaths. Again, I invite you to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Releasing the jaw open with this sigh of relief, maybe after a long day or after a sip of a warm drink. Opening the mouth and making an auditory noise. Deep exhale from the bottom of your lungs. Allow yourself just to wiggle your fingers and toes. Start to deepen your breath even more as you invite energy back into the body. And then if you'd like, you can get some shoulder wiggles. Maybe you get some elbow wiggles. Maybe you like to reach for the sky. You can take a big stretch and tense and then release. Thank you all so much for joining me on our first night of meditation together. So just as a reminder, this will be happening every night at 9 p.m. I know consistency can sometimes be a difficult thing. But so can remembering to do something as well, whether it's a physical or a mental consistency. And that is one of the properties and amazingness of meditation and any type of practice, is creating a consistency. And consistency can be very healing. Oh, thank you. So just remember that consistency is very healing for us. Our bodies are designed for consistency. Now, there can be variety within that consistency, but having a meditation practice every day at the same time, you can vary what type of meditations you do. And that's where we create this creativity that our mind also loves. But the consistency of going to the gym. And so meditation is just going to the gym for your mind, for your spirit, for your energy. And so it can be your mental gym, it can be your spiritual gym, depending on your personal practice. The meditation that I typically teach is open to all spiritualities and religions. I don't specify anything, and I find that it works beautifully with all religions. I've had many diverse groups where I've practiced this, and everyone said it worked really well for them. So I invite you to keep coming back every evening at 9 p.m. to be with me. And if you have any questions or comments, if you're watching this afterwards, leave those comments in below. If you missed the first part, go back and watch it. Because I was talking a little bit about what happens if you show up every day for the 30-day challenge. It's a challenge, but maybe we can win something. So what would you like to win? And that could be a hypnotherapy session. It could be a yoga therapy session. It could be a coaching session. So what is it that you would like? Or maybe you'd just like to check out some of my hypnosis recordings that I have. And you can find out more. There will be more coming. Thank you. I hope to see you soon. And it's good to see you, even if it's virtually, right? We haven't seen each other in like over a year. Wow. Speaking of Yoga Kids too, they have a special deal right now, and I posted it in my group, that if you use, I think it's spreading.love, you can get their Om at Home, which is normally $99. You can get it for free right now with everything that's going on and all the kids being at home. So I definitely recommend taking advantage of that. I did. And I mean, I'm almost finished with the entire Yoga Kids training, which has been a lot, a whole lot. Yeah, I know. So with that being, I am a yoga therapist as well, which I have a multitude of different types of meditations that you can do. Yoga therapy means over 1,000 hours of yoga training. And then along with personal practice and years of experience. So I've been meditating for over 12 years. And yes, Om at Home. It's so cute, right? It's on the Yoga Kids website. So I've been meditating for over 12 years. I've been a yoga teacher for over 12 years now, which is so strange to say. I did start out pretty young, but I was meditating even before that. And so meditating, I used to call it, I need to go within. That was just how I phrased it. I was like, the time with myself. That's what I needed. And so we do need that, because often we're severely distracting from going within. We're constantly seeking all of these external numbing devices, like Netflix or, whatever your choice of that be, or food. So I also work with clients on their relationship with food as well, and pain management, and I work with chronic diseases, but I also just work with stress and often things that we feel like there's no resolve for. So if you'd like to know more about that, I always do free consultations, and you can do that. It's chatwithizzy.youcanbook.me. And if that's too confusing, just go on to izzynally.com, and there's a scheduling link right there. All right. Thank you all so much for practicing with me and being with me tonight or in the future. And the light in me honors the light in you. Together we share the same light. Together we are equal. Namaste.